Well, everybody, welcome back to another Great Off-Road Adventures episode. Before we get stuck into it, this is your last opportunity to jump in and enter our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. So the link is in the top of the description below. It's the SurveyMonkey link. Jump on board, check it out, get your entries in. You literally have a touch over 24 hours to get them in. Entries close midday tomorrow, and the winners will be announced midday on Sunday. All right. Anyway, enough from me. Let's get on with the episode. Cheers. Well, good day everyone, it's Graham and Jess and welcome back to another great off-road adventure. So this trip here, we are working our way up the coast. We left Perth yesterday afternoon and we're going up to Ningaloo Station. It's going to be a 2-week trip and we are filling in the gaps that we missed from our Rocks to Reefs trip. So we've got 4 to 5 days at Ningaloo Station, then we're going to come back through the Kennedy Ranges. Then we're going to head out to Dirk Hartog Island. So it should be a really fun trip. Jess and I are both really looking forward to it. We're obviously towing the camper trailer. We'll go into more detail about why that is later on, but it's a good thing, put it that way. So shall we get on the road?
Yeah, let's get going.
Cool. So we've done about 8 hours of driving.
Yeah.
And we've got maybe 4 or 5 more to go. We've just been taking it leisurely. Really stunning views.
Flowers are everywhere.
Awesome wildflowers. Definitely didn't expect to see them. So we've just been, it's our holiday, so we've just been cruising. All right, let's do it. Well, we commenced the drive up from Perth about mid-afternoon on a Friday afternoon. It was a really enjoyable, peaceful drive up. The plan was to get up to Galena Bridge, which is just inland of Kalbarri, and overnight there, just break the drive up into 2 days. A lot of the drive up from all the way from Geraldton through to Galena Bridge was done at night time, which meant that we missed out on seeing a lot of what was happening around us. It was really enjoyable to wake up early on the Saturday morning at Galena Bridge and to see all the wildflowers around us. Galena Bridge has 2 main rest areas, 24-hour stopping areas. There's a few facilities at each, including tables, barbecues and chemical toilets, and it's very popular with a lot of the caravanners that go north-south. Now, if you want a little bit of peace and solitude, there's quite a few side tracks that head off paralleling the river and head down to nice little private spots, which is what we did. And provided you keep it clean and look after the place, there's absolutely no reason why that can't continue. While we may not have gotten to see all that many wildflowers on our actual wildflowers trip, but we were absolutely blessed on this trip with seeing a hell of a lot. So we made the opportunity, we stopped in, checked a few out, and then kept on going. Oh, getting close. We just got to get up to that red line there. That's the turn off for Ningaloo Station. We've got about 35 k's to go. And it's all been like this recently. Pretty much nearly desert. Well guys, it pays to let down your trailer tyres as well when you go off-road. Again, it'll give you cushioning, protection, protect the tyre, cushion the contents of the trailer. So as a guide today, going in on the Ningaloo Station Road, which is a pretty rough, crappy road. We've gone 20 front, 22 back on the car, and I'm going to go to 16 on the trailer, just to give it a bit extra cushioning. Well, if you're enjoying following us on the trip, make sure you go down there, smash that subscribe button so that you are aware of when all the other episodes come out. They will be coming out fortnightly, just like all our others. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up and show your support for the channel. Oh guys, I hope you can see us. I'll give you a spin around. The camper is set up. As you can see, the awning's out. Shade cloths down on the floor. Jess and I are relaxing. We got in here at about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Yeah, about 4 o'clock. We started setting up the camper. I jumped on the HF at 4:30. The afternoon skeds. Just let people know that I was here safely. And then yeah, finished the setup. And it was our first time doing the awning and all that, so it took a little bit of working out, but we got there and it's rock solid now. And yeah, you might be able to make it out, the glow on the horizon, but we've got our private little walkway through the first dune here, straight onto the beach and down onto the water. So we're at campsite 34 at Windarabandi Point at Ningaloo Station, and yeah, it's a pretty good spot. Anyway, we enjoyed the afternoon. We enjoyed the relax after the drive up, so we didn't really film much, but we'll make up for it the next few days. So we'll see what the weather's doing for tomorrow, and we'll see what the plan's going to be from there. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We've obviously got the kayaks, so we can go for paddle, we can go for swim, we'll take a drive, we'll explore the station. There's plenty of options for us to do. Anyway, we're going to sign off for the night. We're really lucky because I timed this so that at the start of the trip there's no moon, so there's going to be a lot of stars tonight. I look forward to showing them to you. So roll on some time lapses. See you in the morning.
The wind absolutely howled its guts out last night. It made for rather a difficult night's sleep, a rather challenging day working out what we wanted to do. So we decided it was best to jump in the car and go exploring around Ningaloo Station today. Oh, welcome back everybody. We've just shot off from camp and we are doing a day of exploring. So we're currently working our way down to the track that goes out to the old whaling station here at Ningaloo. So we're going to go and try and find that and see what it's like. We have an admission to make.
What's the admission?
We forgot our snorkeling gear.
Yeah. We are not nearly as organised as we normally are.
So whilst we're up here we can't snorkel, but we have organised for it to get brought up to Dirk Hartog Island for us. So that's a bit of a win. But yeah, at least while we're here at Ningaloo, can't do any snorkeling.
No, but we can still do other things. We've still got the kayaks,
Exactly.
fishing.
Kayaks, fishing rod, and there's lots for us to drive and check out up here. So figured that's what we'd do today. We'd go and have a look, and we're going to try and go to the old Norwegian whaling station, which is where we're trying to get to now. So find the track and see if we can get there. If you want to see all 200 plus images that we captured from this trip, make sure you jump on our Instagram at Great Off-Road Adventures and check them out. Well, as you're about to see, the track to the whaling station is not used very often. Once it goes into the dunes, it is rather tricky to follow. I'm going to let this clip play out so you can see what sort of fun we had trying to work out how to get there. So it was from this point here that we got our first glance at where the whaling station was. It's down there on the edge of the beach. You might struggle to see it from this camera, but we had to work out from here how to get down there, and there was still no sign of the track. we were able to find the track that got us out of the dunes and heading towards the whaling station. But as you'll see, it is not used very often. Yeah, the sand moves around a lot, but generally you'll still be able to make out some wheel tracks. There was stretches through here that you just couldn't make out any wheel tracks whatsoever, which is pretty indicative that it's not used very often at all. Well, we've made it to the Norwegian Bay whaling station. Now, obviously, as you'll see from the footage, it's just leftover bits and pieces, but I'll sort of try and explain the way in which it works. Obviously, the ships would go out and hunt the whales, and then they'd bring them into the bay here. What you see behind me is the old winch. The winch would then get connected to the whales and drag them in and up onto the beach. That's where they would process them, and then just behind the dune here is where the old boilers are, and obviously that's where they'd boil off the whale fat and get the blubber. So yeah, it's quite an interesting process. It's really odd that it would be here. I can understand this is obviously the migratory corridor for the whales, but it's so remote to process it here, and then obviously the goods that you get from the whale you've then got to take away, and you know, it's such a remote place to try and do that from. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's certainly an awesome spot to have it. Like, it's a good view, but yeah, that's how it is. That's how it works. From the whaling station, we continued along the little coastal bush track, heading towards the next main point at Ningaloo, which is called South Lefroy, one of the big camping grounds there. It's a stunning view along this track, and it's probably the more common way of getting to and from the whaling station. Have to watch these dunes, because yet again we're just following what looked like the main set of wheel tracks, and all of a sudden we ended up in virgin territory with no tracks. We weren't lost, so to say, but we had no idea sort of what we were coming across, and so we did a U-bolt, headed back to another set of tracks that we saw branch off earlier, which turned out to be the correct way out.
Well, as is always the case when you go playing, you've got to pay. And we were just grabbing a few shots of us going through the dunes quickly with the video camera, and I just went to perform a 3-point turn and found myself struggling. So rather than bogging the car right down, I tried forwards, tried backwards, wasn't going anywhere, so just stopped, got the shovel out, did a bit of digging, got the max tracks out, threw them in, and hey presto, out we came. Well, I'll always say it, if you're going to travel on your own and you're going to travel remote, make sure you are properly prepared with recovery gear, with tools, with spare parts, with water, with food. Make sure you have all your essentials with you for when it turns to crap, because ultimately at some point in time it will. Well, we've just ducked back to camp now. One of the beauties of having a base camp and exploring the area surrounding it is got hungry, it's time for lunch. Came back to base camp where the awning's already set up. The fridge has got everything cold and all the food is and whatnot. So whilst we quickly prepare lunch, I thought I'd do a very quick walk around of how we're set up. So I'll start over the edge of our camp over here, and I'll just point things out as we go. So to keep the camper running, we've got a 200 watt solar blanket, and that's charging the camper up during the day. Obviously this is the camper, quite comfortable, very comfortable for 2 people. Stepping in, we're able to fit a 96 litre fridge on the fridge slide, and that's the ARB Zero fridge. If people are interested in a review, let me know and I'll do one. We bought that out of our own hard-earned dollars, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. All our plates and cooking equipment's in that slide out section of the camper, and then all our cutlery is over this side here, in that drawer and in this drawer. So yeah, very functional, very good to use. And then yeah, we just added our own plastic fold out table just to give ourselves a bit more space. Obviously got the car detached so we can run around using it, and that's the same standard layout. Obviously we don't need 2 kitchen drawers, so in this drawer here it's just the extra drinks, beers, soft drinks, water. In the back of the car here we've just got the Weber BBQ, some tackle boxes, and then a box of our snacks and lunch supplies, so that if we do decide to do lunch on the road, we've got wraps, bread, etc. there, and we just throw in a few cold meat and salad stuff and we can do lunch on the road. And yeah, of course then we've got the kayaks which we brought up on the trailer, as you'll see. We've got the lovely waters of the Ningaloo Reef pretty much on our front doorstep, so can't complain about the camp spot, that's for sure. It's nice and warm. I'm getting a sweat on just standing in the sun. It'd be nice if the wind dropped a couple k's an hour, but very minor complaint. It's otherwise awesome. Anyway, lunch is ready, so I'll leave you to it and I'll go and enjoy a feast. We're currently heading up this track that runs pretty much straight up the range opposite the Windabandy turnoff, and we saw it when we drove in. We saw it again this morning when we went to the whaling station, and I said to Jess, let's throw some snacks in and head up there to Savo to watch the sun go down. So well, that's where we're off to right now.
It's very rocky, but plenty of traction. Just crawling up in first and second low range, trying not to bounce the whole car around too much, but slow and steady. We'll get up there, no issues. We'll show you what it looks like. That's the important bit. Well, as you can tell, it was slow going up this track, going up the side of the range. There was two reasons for it. It was very rocky and the rocks were quite sharp. I didn't want to do a puncture and I didn't want to damage the car, certainly not on the second day of the trip. So it was a case of slow and steady wins the race. Well, we've reached the top of the track, at least where we're happy to go. There's a steep little pitch here. We'll go for a quick walk and have a look, but yeah, it looks pretty scratchy really. And when you turn around behind us, the view is equally as good from here as I think it's going to be from the top. So I'll have a quick walk up there. I'll see what it looks like. But yeah, I don't think we're going to go up there. I don't really want to get ourselves into mischief when we're on our own. So yeah, I think I'll probably park the car where it is, leave it there. We'll have some sundowners and watch the sun go down from up here. I think it'll do us pretty good. Well, that is a wrap on episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it.
Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you thought was your favourite spot, and we'll get through and check them all out. Make sure you come back in a fortnight for episode 2. We have a few minor little mishaps and have to do some repairs on the run. And we finish up our time at the stunning Ningaloo Station. So go and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified when part 2, episode 2 comes out, and we'll see you in a fortnight. Cheers guys, happy safe adventuring.